Episode 10, October 23rd, 2013. Alright, let's apply some of the cream to the brush. We are less than a week away from the 2013-2014 NBA season, and it is exciting. You have your fair share of players coming back from injuries, some that's still yet to come, which is more reason to get excited for the coming months of the season. You finally have Derrick Rose coming back, and after his long self-exile from an official game, he is back and he is looking as explosive as ever. I don't watch the Bulls as much, but I probably will be watching them more now with his return. You have other explosive guards like John Wall, Kyrie Irving, all stepping up to improve their game. A sleuth of so many kinds of point guards in this league, from Steve Nash to Tony Parker to Westbrook. Even though Westbrook is still a long time away from playing, he's still anticipated and he will be fun to watch. Speaking of explosive point guards, 2 days ago, on Sunday night, the basketball blog army of Hardwood Paroxysm released their 221-page season preview book. It's only $1 too. I'll put a link of it in the description, but I wanted to talk about it a little bit. It comes from their army of bloggers featuring Jared Dubin, Brian Schroeder, Bo Cherney, Amin Vafa, and others as well. It covers all of the teams in a very fun way that lets the writers include their own interests in as well, and gives them a lot of room for creativity. But I did not read all of it yet, so I can't give a full review about it, but from what I've read, it is very exciting from Amin, or however he likes to say it. His exciting and fun NBA lyrics to your favorite hits such as Ignition, Basketball Remix, and Welcome to Miami Heat are all very welcome and fun. It even features work from some of your favorite basketball artists such as Josh Applegate and Madison Bond. I'm a little biased to the theme of the HP preview book this year. It's based on video games, which is something I adore in regards to this series, featuring LeBron as Mega Man and Rondo Gear Solid. You have to appreciate the effort of all of these people. There are people my age, older, younger, and most of them do their basketball writing jobs without getting paid. It is very admirable, and the effort they have put into creating this expansive book. So if you like basketball and you want to read something extraordinary and fantastic, you will purchase the Hardwood Paroxysm preview for $1. This round of shaving took a little longer than usual. I was a bit excited about this book, and I've still yet to finish it, but nonetheless it is very exciting. I'll get back to it a little bit later this video, but for now I want to discuss the Phoenix Suns and where do they go from here? I discussed them with one of my first videos, but I want to take another look back at them after most of the preseason has been concluded. They won't get very far this year, it's no secret, but they'll be much more fun to watch this year with Bledsoe, Archie Goodwin, and Gerald Green. Already in the preseason, Dragic has thrown lobs to Eric Bledsoe, making for one of the most exciting backcourts of most teams, and not even just your non-playoff teams as well. Many Suns fans and others alike have considered that Gortat could probably get traded with the introduction of Alex Lamb. Why should they keep Gortat? You can trade Gortat to a team looking to get a championship and get a nice young player out of it that the competing team does not need. Last season, Dragic was the only consistent player on the team, so I do not mind them trading Gortat after the BS he pulled last year with Alvin Gentry in playing time. Or setting, I don't even know what it's exactly about him getting shots. I haven't been concentrating as much as usual today. So I've cut myself, and unlike last time I reopened wounds, but no new cuts. But this time, I made a couple new cuts, but it's nothing to worry about. When you're doing this kind of shave, you'll get cuts. You have to accept that, but you still have to keep in mind and work and have a Steve Nash or Kobe like resilience and work to get ahead of it. And you will. Even though there'll be a lot of exciting teams to watch this year, such as the Rockets, even though they have slowed down a bit, but they'll be interesting to watch to see what they do Omer Sheik, if they trade him or not, and how they'll incorporate him and Dwight Howard at the same time, or one on the bench and the other there, and with James Harden, Jalen, and the ever so handsome Chandler Parsons. The Southwest does have some exciting teams to see. Leonard, after he did an amazing job on LeBron in the finals, but he still has much to prove of his potential, but he will be fun to watch despite the Spurs, as people say they get older, but Popovich has a fountain of youth hidden somewhere. Not as effective as the Suns, however, but it works. Although the Southwest is exciting, it still does have its minor spots, such as the Mavericks may or may not make the playoffs, but they aren't what they were 3 years ago. But it doesn't matter. They're still the Thunder from the Southwest, but they will be missing Westbrook. Then this gives Durant to remind people why he is Kevin Durant and how he does not stop to prove how much better he's gotten. And he's always a joy to watch. But then, as everyone will love to watch LeBron James, I think LeBron will still do a great job this season, probably better than Durant, but Durant is a lot younger, but he still has a lot of room to improve and is already at a high level of basketball. At this point of the third round of shaving, I'm at the point where I can go against the grain. It's still difficult sometimes to not cut yourself, but so that's why you have to be careful and still go at a 30-degree angle from where you're coming from and still go lightly. Let the blade do the work for you. By the time you or even me get better at this, it should be more comfortable, and it already is. But it still requires concentration, but it feels great to work on your face like this and still have so much control and precision. It's like the archery of facial hair cutting, I'd say. Now for round 4. Remember, even though you still shaved a lot of hair, you still want to lather as much as possible, so it makes it easier for the cream to get all over the hairs and makes for a much smoother shave throughout. With the season coming back up, that also means there's a lot of my viewers do play fantasy basketball. I'm no expert, but one of my friends did ask me for tips today, but there are a lot of resources out there. People you can check out are Chris Towers at CBS, or C Towers CBS is his Twitter handle. He does a lot of fantasy basketball work at CBS, and it's a lot different than something like fantasy football where most people play instead of basketball, because you have to update and check for players every day. There are free agents, there's injuries, just like fantasy football, but it's something you have to manage every day and see who's on the DNP list, who's not. But it does get tiring of course season, but it does help if your team, or rather your league, is competitive and maybe they place bets or not. So there's a little more stakes, so and more reason to win. I've played for a couple years now, for 5 years now with my friends, but I've come in second, maybe first one year, but it'd be fun to win at least once. As we are nearing the end of this video, I'd like to give a couple shoutouts, and like I've said in my previous video, you can leave a comment or tweet at me if you want a shout out. So first on the list is Sean Hyken, or at Hyken, of USA Today Sports, and he runs the blog, their basketball blog, For the Win. He is also a Hardwood Paroxysm alumni, and from there he's several months into his career, you should say. He is one of my favorite Twitter follows, and you won't find a bigger JaVale McGee supporter than him. So follow him on Twitter, please. Next on our list is Sonics Don't Exist, or people call him Sheed. He is a gloomier Seattle Sonics fan, but you won't find anyone with a stare like his. It's a step above Zoolander's Blue Steel. Next on our list is Connor Smith, CONRSMITH. He's also another Photoshopper, and he is a creative fellow with his work. He steals your tweets and makes them into Photoshops, so follow him too. Next on our list is Rachel Lauren, or No Obstacles 92. She is a basketball savant of any kind of time period or era in basketball. One day she'll be talking about beginnings of it, or asking your opinion on trying to compare different things of eras, and like she asks you, what era of basketball would you want to see, and more thought-provoking question about basketball and the range of it. Our last shout out for today is Josh Zavadil, or do you know what his favorite computer programming language is? Josh Javadil. And that's all of our shout outs for today. So if you want a shout out, just let me know and you can be in the next video. And maybe I'll even plug in something for you too if you'd like. Well, that's all for today, my friends. Until next time, and remember, the Hardwood Paroxysm preview book is only $1, and I'll put a link in the description for you. And remember, do you know what the Miami Heat big man's favorite operating system is? Chris Mackinbosh. Goodbye.